Welcome to my review of the Batman season 4. This season includes Robin because had to end it, and that dang a bad bottom. And really, that is all I have to say to start off with. We'll go over that voice actors as the characters pop up, like we have been doing with this series, and what I do with Yu-Gi-Oh! If I've already covered the actor and the Batman. I'm not gonna mention the words again because that'll just be repetitive. So go over some people like every single video. So, let's just begin with episode 1. We meet Dick Grayson, played by Evan Sobral, who also played Creepy Kid in Spy Kids 3. And his dad, played by Kevin Conroy, you might be familiar with. He played Batman and just probably one of the most influential Batman properties, being on Batman the Animated Series, and just the DCAU in general. And all projects like The Killing Joke, the Arkham games, etc., etc. And also Bella Kiss and Ben 10 Alien Force, specifically Alien Force. And we meet Tony Zuko, who's played by Mark Hamill, who played the Joker. And a lot of different stuff, like the DC Animated Universe, The Killing Joke, and the Arkham games. Well, most of the Arkham games, same with Kevin Conroy, most of the Arkham games. You know, he also played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, Metroid and Ben 10 Marvels, Pharaoh Ozar in Avatar The Last Airbender. But Zuko's Grayson Circus to offer protection, aka get paid or get wrecked, you know. John Grayson can kick ass until, well, he can't. Batman shows up and stops Zuko, but like most of Zuko's thugs and Zuko escapes, just one gets captured. And I love how, like, seeing, like, the Grayson's embrace puts a smile on Batman's face. Bruce is enjoying the circus. Dick got costume from his mother. The Robin costume, basically. Tony removes some bullets from the wires, causing Dick's parents to fall to the deaths during the acrobat act. And I love, like, you just can see the soul leaving Bruce, like, as he sees this happening. And, of course, Dick, too. And I feel bad for Dick, but like I also feel horrible for Bruce because he thought he prevented a kid's parents to share the same fate as his parents, but he was ultimately unable to stop that. Bruce paid for Dick's parents' funeral and adopts him. Bruce is spending way too much time finding Zuko instead of spending time with Dick. Batman goes out clubbing and proves why he is the top bat. Alfred is helping Dick feel a little better. Batman takes out more Zuko goons and Batman figures out Zuko's at the circus. Dick finds the Batcave and Bruce finds him. Dick wants to join Bruce into taking down Zuko, but he says no. Of course, Batman gets having trouble with Zuko. Robin shows up to save Batman. It's nice to see how much like Batman cares for Robin, like right off the bat. And then Robin saves Zuko from free falling. And Robin's now officially part of the Bat family. I love this episode. I think this is a better version of what they tried to do with Batgirl in season 3. And it does help that this is a one episode instead of the Batgirl Beginnings episode being a 2-part. And that probably didn't help my math feeling towards that episode. But, like, this is a really solid beginning introduction to Robin, and, yeah, just all around positive vibes. And I also, show, like, Robin acts similar to Batgirl, but I don't know, it feels like there's a better connection between Batman and Robin. Episode 2. Penguin is watching a movie and wants to form a team of his own, just like the Heist movie. Penguin invites Bane to join Team Penguin, but the Bat family took him down. Batgirl and Robin don't work well together. And put a pin in this. Look, we're on season 4 of the show. We need to stop focus. Like, this is fine for this episode because it's, we have a new member, teamwork, whatever. But they have the exception of working of trust, teamwork, whatever, for like 4 seasons at this point. Because you got the Yen stuff, you got the Even stuff, you got the Batgirl stuff, and then now we're on to Robin. That's like, again, that's like 4 seasons of trust, what, all that fun stuff. And it kind of gets old a bit, especially if we get to a Pacific episode, and I'm kind of done with this, but we get to Vale when we get to Vale. But anyways, Team Penguin is, Penguin, who will fall, Killer Croc, Firefly, Ragdoll, and Killer Moth, voiced by Jeff Bennett. Killer Moth is such a joke, and I love him for it. Oh my god. So, back to, punch, I believe it was Ragdoll, and, as she, put back her fist to punch, Killer Moth went directly into the fist, and I'm I love him so much. But, but that's going ahead a bit, but, that's, my favorite scene with him. He, again, such a loser, and I love him for it. I love how offended Robin got when Penguin called him a lackey. The Bat Family was doing well until the lack of teamwork almost had him die via explosion. Batman takes Batgirl to the Batcave and tells her that he's Bruce and Robin's Dick. I mean, I don't know why she's so smart, but I still have my secret identity. Batman, I asked you in your 2-part beginning episode in season 3. He knows. You know he knows. He told you he knew. Why he's so smug. And that's a famous clip of the show of look at Batman showing off. It's he always showed off to her. For actually technically 12 episodes, because though I'm pretty sure Batman unmaxed back on part 2 of a 2-part. But besides the point, Team Penguin's getting to a Drew Penguin. Robin and Batgirl practice teamwork for chemical, but the Team Penguin stole oil that I totally forgot to mention. But yeah, they was trying to steal a chemical to steal this Penguin Drew because it can melt food stuff. Turn Killer Moth into, a Killer Moth! And Killer Moth is still loyal to Penguin, even though Penguin treated him like trash. And that keeps the team together. Killer Moth has acid spit. The Bat Family takes out Ragdoll, Firefly, and Killer Croc. Back on Robin take down Penguin and Killer Moth with teamwork. I like this episode. This is a very fun team-up episode. And I think they had a good, team-up. It was a lot of characters, but they were smart about it with how that worked. Because I feel it wasn't, a battle of egos or anything like that. It having, one of the villains you use the most, arguably right behind the Joker. Because I'm not sure which one has more appearance. Probably the Joker. But I think that's very smart than Firefly, which we all had multiple appearances, and then Ragdoll, who hasn't, Killer Croc, who hasn't, and then a new character being Killer Moth. I think that's a very smart pyramid of villains to do for a team up. And having Batgirl in the mix, she's more tolerable with Robin. So, my opinion rises of her. Because I really didn't like her too much in season 3. But, I enjoy her more in this season. So, hey, I can't complain about this episode. This is just a fun idea. And I like how Penguin just saw a movie. He's I want to do that. Episode 3, Joker is posting dog food to put a smile on their face. When Clayface attacks, Clayface turns himself in as he captures Joker. Also love Clayface was pretending to be Punch and Judy, and Joker asks them a question, and they responded, and Joker's you talk back to me? Wait, what's this? When do you guys talk? I loved it. That was such a. Look, I don't know camera, but Joker gets all the praise for his work. He deserves it. But I'm just saying, our Jokers are good too, especially this one. He literally is show stealer here. Basil Column, played by Lex Lang, who plays Garen Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Neo Cortex in some Crash games, Will Greymon on some Digimon stuff, and also plays Metallo in this show, is a fair actor and everyone thinks he's ugly. They really made a point about the looks, too. Bruce catches Dick up on Ethan. Bruce tells Ethan that Q is almost made, but Ethan says he doesn't want it. Basil wants to become Clayface to change his looks. Basil used what Wayne Industries had, like Clayface sample-wise, to turn himself into Clayface. The fact that he broke in so easily. Hey, Bruce, you should probably up security a bit. Just saying, just a tiny bit. Like, freaking Junko from Danganronpa had better security than this billion-dollar company. Just saying. Basil attacked the people who didn't give him a role. Basil got his fame, alright. Basil put on a show as he does crimes. Batman Robin shows up to his bank heist, but failed to stop him. I like how Basil is called Clayface too by the news, because we gotta differentiate the Clayface, because there's two of them. And yeah, like the second Clayface, and I mean sometimes you go, oh look, it's Clayface, like crowd-wise, but like it's not confusing because there's not two Clayfaces at the same time. You know what I mean? So like it's a nice different how they make sure the audience knows which Clayface they're talking about. Ethan breaks out to stop Basil. The cure is done. Ethan and Basil are fine. Clayface 2 is stronger than Clayface 1. Batman and Robin show up with the cure. Batman trusts Ethan again. Gotham Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Ethan mixes his clay with Basil. Batman uses the claw, healing both Ethan and Basil. Ethan is cured, but Basil still has some clay left in him. I like this episode. I think this is, when they did this episode was very smart, because season 2, Ethan proved he betrayed the trust of Bruce, Batman, and Yen. Rip in peace, Yen. But I think it was smart to not have Ethan show up for the third season, because headcanon, I like to think he reflected on his actions and was like, you know what, I think it's time to do some good. So I like the message of some people will always betray your trust, but also having the same message with the same character. Sometimes, even though a person has betrayed your trust multiple times, they can turn themselves around. So, I really do like that. Clayface 2, I don't have much of an opinion on, to be honest. He's failed to facilitate the story, and I have no bigger thoughts on him, which for a new villain, that's kind of, a problem with the episode. But overall, I did enjoy this episode. Episode 4. John Marlowe, played by Brandon Routh, aka Superman from Superman Returns and other projects like the CW shows and stuff like that, is a scientist showing off his art collection. But everywhere a man shows up and disappears, basically as quickly as he shows up. He disappears into a closet. Batman is stumped on how the everyman man escapes. He's a magician. I'm just saying, he's a real Houdini. Batman and Robin have another run-in with the Everyman in the museum, and it seems to be in two places at once. The Everyman disappears, and nothing was stolen. John might be the Everyman. There's rare activity where the Everyman disappears. John is acting differently and is totally really active. He probably should get that checked out. Just saying. Can be happy. Batman and Robin check out John's company. Batman found John is the Everyman, but he can clone himself with a device. John can recall his clones at will and can clone anything too, so he's been cloning art and stealing the originals. The original John was saved by Robin, so the Everyman is clone number 1. The clone can gain free will. Well, it just becomes the attack of a clone at this point. Batman's trying his best and Robin joins in. Robin can clone himself with a prototype device, but he only can make a limited amount of clones, and one punch for his clones are done. Batman turned the Everyman against each other. Clone number 1 would call every clone, and John would clone with the first clone. And John gets a happy ending. I like this episode. For one really complaint I would have, I'm not a big fan of Ben Wu's performance as Forever Man / John. It wasn't my cup of tea. I wouldn't say it was bad, but it wasn't my cup of tea. Especially for like what you could really have fun with the idea of like, because clone number 1 was more eccentric than for OG John. OG John was supposed to be like a shy node, so I think you could have played with that in terms of a voice. Of course, that's like way beyond extra. But like the performance he gave, I felt like really didn't fit like either like sides of John's personalities he could have played with. So it was just kind of a mad performance for me. And this is like the first time I'm really critiquing a voice actor performance in one of these reviews like this. It's kind of like Ada Resident Evil 4 remake. If you ever have seen me stream, you know how much that performance bugs me to death, especially since Resident Evil 2 had such a perfect Ada. I hate when you mentioned that, Ben, because I wasn't comparing her voice to Muli's, but now that you fucking mention it, god dang it, I was like comparing it to how it was with the last one. I'm like, okay, it's a little better, and then you had to go and say that. Anyways, it's like that. But other than that, I like this episode. I mean, I like people who can clone themselves. I think the whole like, oh, who's the original clone? It's always kind of a solution, or always play around with clones. So, I mean, yeah, it's a trope, which, you know, have your way with tropes however you want, but it facilitated some fun action, so, you know, I can't really complain about that. So, this episode, I liked it overall, for sure. But episode 5, we get Black Max, played by James Wham, who played Vilgax in UAF Era Ben 10 and Silver Monkey in Bewail for Batman. But Black Max wants money, or he's getting destroyed the city, but the Bat Family stops him. They don't know where the Shockwave General is, which is where Black Max were used to destroy the city. Kind of a big problem there. Batman's looking for devices. Robin and Batgirl make sure Black Max stays in jail and they feel underappreciated because we had to go through this trope again. Because I feel like we did do this twice with Batgirl. I mean, I guess it's a new character with Robin, but like, I'm really doing this the third time with Batgirl though. Black Max is escaping with the help of knockout gas from his number 1 guy. But Batgirl and Robin put the gas mask on. Batgirl and Robin recapture Black Max. Black Max's goons are weighing the building. Batgirl closes the gates as Robin holds off the goons. The goons call for power and make their way in. We have a Wilhelm scream. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but like the famous scream from Star Wars. So randomly in this episode, I laughed that hard. Like, I wasn't expecting it, but like, it was so random. I'm like, perfect, but 10 out of 10. Would scream again. And when he used the elevator to pluck up the hole where the goons are coming from, the goons break through the gate. Robin and Batgirl went down easily, and never taunt for Batman, because that would be the last thing you do. Batgirl and Robin also free themselves. Black Max changed his number 1 because he goes like, number 1, you didn't break me out soon enough. You random goon, you're my new number 1. Helicopter fight scene is fun. Batman stops the Shockwave Generator as Batgirl and Robin capture Black Max. I like this episode. It's a fun little episode again. It's the underappreciated thing that we literally just did twice in season 3. Actually, we did that back to back in season 3. So it's just kind of like that I could do without in this episode. But I did like that they let Batgirl and Robin take down the main villain, where Batman was kind of doing more of the side stuff. So I did enjoy that aspect of this episode. And so sorry, like the gag of Black Max, like getting rid of his number one guy, then immediately replacing him with someone random was perfection for me. So, moving on to episode 6. Gotham seems to be under a zombie attack, and Batman is the only one left. We go to the beginning of this crisis. Doctor Strange wants to see Batman and tells him that he will turn everyone to zombies. You got 38 hours to kill everyone, and I somehow poison the air to make everyone into zombies. Strange drops the cure in front of Batman, and it breaks Batman and Robin. The zombies start to attack. The air is clean according to the Batmobile. Everyone's zombies besides Batman, Robin, and Alfred. Batman gets a hell assembly with a zombie going. Alfred's a zombie too. Batman can't figure out how to kill the zombie, so he sees Strange again. Batgirl turns Robin into a zombie. As Strange tells Batman that Vlad goes into the police station. Batman is being attacked as he tries to figure out how to spread the cure. We see a Batcave, just in case of the other one, it makes sense. I would have backup Batcaves all over the place too. That Batman uses to make a device to release the cure. Batman plants the devices all over the city. Batgirl and Robin trying to stop Batman from using the devices, but they fail. But Batman realized that he was poisoned, and Strange tried to get him to release the real poison, and Batman is killed. I like this episode. I think the Bat-Embargo was at work here, because this was 100% like a scale quo like episode. Like we poison Batman, he sees like the city falling apart, zombies everywhere, like a field toxin. But I think because of Batman Begins, they couldn't use scale code, because I might confuse people. Probably, I don't think people would confuse a live-action movie with an animated series. I think that's the least likely confusion you can get. But like, this feels like a scale quote episode that they just kind of put Doctor Strange in. But other than that, I think this is a neat idea for an episode. I did enjoy the zombie design of characters and seeing the whole try to take down Batman. So yeah, moving on to episode 7. Some people found the Batcave in the future. They're looking for something, and we get a flashback, but technically it's also in the future, so I don't know how that technically works. Of the Dark Knight Returns era Batman. Batgirl is now Oracle, which, to imagine the killing joke happened in this universe is very interesting, since we all got a killer joke reference in season 2, where Joker kidnapped Yen. I mean, sure, he did the piece of thing twice. Batman is fighting Mr. Freeze and is having trouble. A plan will crash if Batman doesn't stop Mr. Freeze. We cut back to more of the future. They think that all the Wayne family was the Bat family. And I also like the weird idea of they don't have records of 2000. I believe this season came out in 2006. 2007. One of the two. So, they just assume a lot of stuff. So, the belief of the whole Wayne family, like Thomas, Martha, and Bruce, were like Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. Because history be damned, I guess. Can't easily look up when the Waynes died or anything like that compared to the first appearance of Batgirl and Robin. But hey, I don't know. It is what it is. And then we cut back to Batman and Mr. Freeze. Nightwing shows up and saves the pirate from the plane, which Robin's now Nightwing. Yen is the commissioner in the future, which finally they mentioned her. They mentioned her, at which we saw her, but we got mentioned. I take it to the bank. And Ethan is a detective again. Mr. Freeze just wanted a diamond on the plane to use it in a freeze gun to change the weather. Nightwing is frozen, and it seems Mr. Freeze is loose in the future, but that's why the people want to see the Batcave, so we can't get help. Back to Batman. He's frozen, but he wants to have a Batwing fire on himself to set him free in Nightwing and destroy the freeze gun. Batman injects Mr. Freeze with something that messes with his DNA, but Mr. Freeze escapes and put himself to sleep, and he lost like his legs, kind of similar to like Batman the Animated Series, when he just becomes like a head. Batman left a code to help people in the future to deal with Mr. Freeze. This episode is weird. They took down Mr. Freeze too, but like this episode is weird. Just because of the premise, it's not just a Noah like fast forward to see how the Dark Knight is doing. It's like people we don't know are discovering the Batcave and making all these assumptions about the characters that haven't ended up and stuff like that. And it's a very like weird idea. I mean, it's not a bad episode, but the structure is weird. It makes sense, but it's weird. And I do appreciate the Dark Knight Returns reference more than anything else, even though he didn't have Mr. Freeze say when Batman shows up, "Oh, the Dark Knight Returns." I'm like, people who knew those, you don't need Chunk and tweak, Chunk and like be like trying to tweak. See, we did the thing. I mean, I know this show is for kids, but I feel like most kids would know the Dark Knight Returns at this point in time, especially. But, like, you know, nowadays, like, you know, if you're people who are Batman fans, I think will automatically recognize, oh, Dark Knight Returns, awesome. Like, you know, but, by the way, if you haven't read The Dark Knight Returns, watch the two-part movie, recommend. But that episode's just kind of weird, okay, like, I don't even know what else to really say about it. I guess it's kind of cool to see the characters in the future, but but it's kind of it. Episode 8, a man played by Dave Filoni, who played Flick from The Bug's Life, and Principal Smith in Vampire Sucks. Still something. He also has time powers, so he can rewind time. I like how the Bat Family bounces off each other in like the beginning scene. I love it. The Bat Family split up. Batman called time travelers doing chemicals. Time powers OP because he could just redo fucking everything. And he got away. I love how the dude goes back in time to just say something cooler. Batman's on to the time powers. In the past, the time traveler failed to stay at watch to make money for his family and just fucked it all up in the greatest spectacular way. Like, he somehow, like, a series of unfortunate, like, Final Destination type shit caused, like, a truck explosion. And he said, oh, that's unfair, but I got punished for that. Well, I have sad news for this guy. Fun fact, I'm not sure if it's for all states, but I know for at least some states. Well, if you, like, committing a felony and, like, a cop shoots someone trying to stop you, you would get charged for that person's murder for the cop shot. Because they were trying to stop you and if they accidentally miss, you'd be charged because you're the reason why that cop shot that person. You can argue how messed up that law is all you want, but that's currently the law in at least some states. So, yeah, he would be charged for anything that happened when he was committing the felony. What he meant to or not, both actions were caused by the fact that he was doing a crime. And then again, I'm no law, so I'm sure this all the stuff I don't know. So, but that's my understanding of the law. His name is Francis Gray, and his wife let him when he was in jail. The Batsuit has a billion clock that was off a few seconds, so that's kind of more of Batman figuring out those time powers. I mean, he has a clock as a Batsuit. Like, I know, Bruce, you like to be prepared for, like, literally everything by a clock. An eternal clock. Come on, that seems a bit much, even for you, Bruce. I mean, to be fair, will I put the bat shock repellent above the clock or under? I'll put above the clock for usefulness because you never know. But the clock, again, I feel like that's a bit silly. Even for Batman, extreme planning. Francis is trying to make a poison. Batman gets deja vu, so he now knows what Francis is gonna do So you could just gain deja vu for, I mean, that makes sense. You experience the thing multiple times over. But I just like how it basically becomes this, like, his own future sight type stuff. Francis just got time powers by thinking about all the time he's losing in jail. Francis can go back 20 seconds. Francis getting away via a call. Fun car chase scene. Francis is using the New Year's ball drop as a trigger for poison gas. So Francis wants to kill everyone to teach them that time is limited. That's some jigsaw shit right there. And he also wants revenge, but he specifically says, I want to teach people that time is precious. And I'm like, well, might as well set up a game for people to play. Robin is out of court after trying to disarm the gas bomb and fails. Batman is beyond time powers until he isn't. Batgirl brought Francis' son, so Francis, in reaction to his son being poisoned gas, goes back in time 18 years to not steal the watch and save his son. Francis' life is good now. I like this episode. Also, the Batman could probably stick his ugly fucking head around. I know at this point Justice League Unlimited has ended when this season was airing, but I'm not sure how the production schedule lined up. But I swear they couldn't use for clocking, which Francis clearly took at least some inspired from the clocking a bit, because he appeared in Justice League Unlimited. Really, for clocking, you think people would be confused about clocking? Really? This Bambargo is ridiculous if that is the case. But I truly believe that the Bambargo blocked for clocking from being used. Don't. It's silly. It's silly. I think it is. But other than that, I like this episode. It's a fun episode. Time powers. You gotta love them. Or hate them, but I think it was a good villain choice and it was a fun interaction. For sure. But, episode 9, Willow kidnaps someone named Gorman on a ship and is planning on blowing up the ship. Batman shows up. Gorman tries to kill Willow by blowing up the ship while Batman's on him. Batman and Willow get trapped in a mega container under the sea, under some ship parts too. Dick is trying to get out of class to help Batman, but he can't until he floats up, eating some licorice soup that his classmate was making. We get Willow backstory. Willow was making power-up ships for the brain. Gorman wanted the ships. Willow had a lap partner named Julie that he fell in love with. The brain chip worked until it did. Always the case. Willow got blamed for failure and thinks Gorman set him up. Willow saw a trap. Another reference to Saw, but hey, that's like free. That's like 2 this video and 1 in May. We're going for Toki, man. Batman is here to save the day. Batman proves why he's the world's greatest detective. And the Willow escaped Batman. Back in the present, the chip have a brain chip, so that's why Willow wanted to destroy it. Well, precious fun, isn't it? But Willow and Batman save themselves to get out under the debris and the container float up. And Willow was about to kill Batman, but Robin shows up to save him. Julie was really the one who sabotaged the project, and Willow tries to kill her, but heroes showed up. Batman and Robin save the day. I like this episode. I like how we got backstory for Willow, and that just how alone he truly is. And the first person that showed attention to him, he lashed on hard, and that's the person who betrayed his trust the most. Tragic, and I do appreciate it so much. So, episode 10. Joker, Punch, and Julie are staring odd, but Bat family steps in. Joker escapes because he's going to be late something, and he leaves Julie and Punch behind. Joker wanted to catch the Harley Quinn show, but has terrible advice. Harley is played by Hylian Welch, who also plays Starfire, Blackfire, Madam Rogue, and again Teen Titans, and Ace in the DCAU. The TV station wants her off the air because of her bad advice. Like, she's on, like, thin ice. Bruce is going on the show and thought he was going to be able to promote his charity. Instead, it was about his love life and how he leaves women to fight crime. Well, we don't know about the crime fighting part, but you know. This is a bit, I think, too much of a nose, but I mean, I guess to be fair, Joker couldn't call him to call himself Joker, so he calls himself Mr. J. Again, I thought that was a bit of a nose, but I'm like, well, like, how else would he call Ed? So I'm like, okay, I convinced myself, I'm like, okay, but I convinced myself, it's like, I don't know what else they could have done, so it's fine. The TV station shuts down the show. Joker meets Harley, and she wants to hang out with him. Joker gives his backstory to Harley. Batman knows Joker's up to something. Harley's getting therapy from Joker. Harley dresses up to go out with Joker so no one knows that it's her, so she can research for Joker for her book. Joker is singing with Harley, and I love it so much. Batman shows up. Harley fully embraces being Harley Quinn. Joker and Harley escapes. And we get like a Dr. Phil parody that replaces Harley on the air. Harley wants to make the TV station pay for canceling him. Batgirl shows up, but Joker stops him. Joker doesn't like to be ordered around by Harley and shows that he doesn't care about her. Of course, there's bombs in the building because what else would be in the building? Joker doesn't even try to save Harley, so she's the only one arrested, but he left her a love letter. I like this episode. Like, I feel like, from what I've seen, this is really the one, like, form of media that truly, like, tried to do something different with Harley's backstory. Because it's always, you know, therapists in Gotham. I mean, she is in Gotham. But therapists in Arkham, falls in love with the Joker, help him escape. Yeah. They may or may not be chemicals involved, depending on the version, but basically that. But I like how we take our idea of Harley being a sham therapist, because it's implied in many versions of Harley that she slept through college to get her degree and stuff like that. So I like how they took that idea and make her like a fake TV therapist. I thought that was very creative. About, like, you could just tell this is the worst advice ever given to any other human being ever. And I think that's a fun, different take on the character. And I kind of wish more people would do different takes on Harley Quinn. I mean, if it's the Harley Quinn show, yes, but that's still kind of the same backstory type stuff. Like, I want people to... I mean, again, Harley Quinn does play with the character of Harley Quinn, so that show also gives place for that. I mean, there's also the Suicide Squad Isekai coming out next year, so I mean, maybe that would play more with the Harley Quinn character. And I'm rambling, but like, for example, I don't think the DC Cinematic Universe had any idea what they wanted to do with Harley, because I felt like for each appearance that she showed up in, she was different, at least a tiny bit, or a lot, depending. So yeah, that's that. I really do like that episode. Again, Joker's the show stealer, so I have no complaints though. We're moving on to episode 11. Someone else took down Killer Croc and has the power to turn invisible. They kidnap villains and puts them in a special cell. Batman and Robin find Catwoman stealing a jewel cat, but Penguin caught Batman and Robin for protection. It was the funniest shit ever. He was trying to steal stuff and going, is this good enough for you? Can you arrest me, please? I need protection, please arrest me. It was hilarious. 100%. The new guy is called Rumo. Lame name, but whatever. Voiced by Ron Perlman. He and Batman fight, but Rumo kidnaps Catwoman and Penguin. Batman found a piece of Rumo's suit, and that led them to a company that only uses that technology. Rumo is going to kill all the villains once he gets the Joker. Paul, the company CEO, lost the ability to walk thanks to Joker and Batman not being able to save him. Paul is making an exosuit to help him walk. Rumo pays Joker a visit, and Joker gets kidnapped. Paul wants to help people that lost the ability to walk. Rumo turns out to be one of his bodyguards. Batman and Robin stop Rumo, and every villain is free. Batman and Robin is fighting everyone is just so fun. It's a really fun fight scene. Everyone's arrested besides Catwoman. I like this episode. Wuma himself, like, I give him motivation, and I get that he wanted to, like, get revenge for his boss, and I like how, like, once he said it was because of Joko, everyone's like, oh, of course, this is all because of you. I love that. But other than that, Wuma is just kind of boring, just a tiny bit. Like, he's cool, but I feel like you could have gone like a step forward with his gadgets and what he could do. I think that would make him a bit more fun. But like, again, the villain fight scene kind of makes up for the fact that Wuma isn't the most fun guy out there. So, I take it. I take it. Like, Wuma is kind of like, what would be the best comparison? Wuma's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Like, you think it's gonna be cool, but it really isn't. And then, the villain fight scene is like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D. Just a blab. We're moving on to episode 12 and 14. They're two parts, so I'm going over them together for the sake of ease. But we meet Lucius Fox, played by, Louis Gossett Jr., who played Lord Maul in Psych. Lucius helps build bat-related items. Bruce says he tries not to rely on others too much, and this is the biggest problem with this two-part. I hate that they do the whole Bruce can't trust people for the empty fucking time in this series. Look, I get the man is not trusting. It isn't in his DNA. But he has contingencies for fucking everything under the sun. Like, you know, oh, I got mud on my shoe. Let me get the bat mud repellent to repel the mud off of my boot. But like he isn't this bad in most continuities. He isn't. Well, like, he trusts his people that deserves trust, but he also, if just in case of it turn out evil, have a contingency plan. So that's kind of the extent of, like, you know, how he trusts his people and all that stuff. But this just makes him, like, a total kind of asshole about it. Lucius gets taken out by Lucius. Robin and Batgirl tried to take out some thugs, but they got too cocky, so Batman saved them. And the thugs got away, and Batman is like, oh, you got to show away from me, like I said, blah, blah, blah. He has a point. They got too cocky. And this is one of the things I like to see both sides, because Bruce is being an asshole, like, but Batgirl and Robin aren't exactly helping the case evil. Batman thinks it would be better if he looked alone, that's what he said. Again, being an asshole. John Jones, played by Dorian Hillwood, who also played Armory in Batman Beyond and the one from Static Shock, is a new detective and knows Batman is Bruce. Bruce is worried about the extra shipments coming from his company. The shipments of flying dicks. Batman visits John, and he seems to be studying Bruce. John can change his shape. John is the Martian Manhunter, and Batman and him fight. We get a fun flying chase scene. Batman is Batman for a reason. Just saying. John tells Bruce that he's an alien. Bruce already knows about Martians, because why wouldn't he? This is also when, like, this show really puts Batman to God mode a bit. Bruce blocking someone from reading his mind when he sees it coming is kind of lame. They did this concept better in the Spellbinder episode, which I wasn't really the biggest fan of, but at least they did this concept better there. John says that aliens are coming, and they'll call Vajoning to take over the planet and attack and, well, blow up the planet too. Lucius was a robot, and he lost his head. Vajoning is one, like, robot with many different bodies. Mitchell Manhunter, Batman go to save a real Lucius. And, like, Vajoning was also, like, using Wayne Industries to build their technology. Batgirl and Robin get left behind. A cool action scene with Batman and John as they fight robots. There's some spaceship now, of course, after they save Lucius. Batman, Lucius, and John are escaping. Batgirl and Robin are freaking out because aliens, but I like how Alfred is saying, because, like, I work for a man that dresses up as a bat every night. Nothing like surprises me anymore. We fought Dracula, okay? Just saying. Bajorring has done a lot of damage so far. Batman has a plan. But aliens are too powerful for like normal human weapons. Bruce made a device to take apart the Warbuster, just needs a satellite. Alfred tells Batgirl and Robin to go help despite what Bruce said. Villains are also fighting villains. I think they could have done a more like teamwork between police and villains besides just Mr. Freeze and Gordon, but hey, I mean, like they only show like Mr. Freeze and Joker. I feel like they could show like Bane or like Killer Croc like ramming into something, or like Firefly firing out fire blast, or like having real fun with some of these villain characters just wrecking shit. But if it didn't, which it's whatever, at least we got a glimpse of it at the very least, which we saw a lot more of it. But hey, now the focus of the episode, awesome. Batman's having trouble against Bajorring, and the satellite signal is jammed. Robin and Batgirl help Batman to fight Bajorring with John. Batman said it was about not losing his Bat family and post non-trusting, which is bullshit, but whatever, we gotta put a positive spin on it. Earth is about to be destroyed, and then that's when the signal goes through. John invites Batman to join the Justice League with Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Hawkman, and the Flash. Of course, Batman already knew about the Hall of Justice / Watchtower. I don't know what to call it because it's both the Watchtower and the Hall of Justice at the same time. This season finale was okay. Like, I feel like the whole premise was very faulty about Batman not trusting Robin and Batgirl. I'm like, we've been through this warrior so many times, and they've tried to like put a positive spell on it, but I don't think it works really. But like, I like that we see more of the DC universe, so I do appreciate that. And having Martian Manhunter here is cool. And I like having focus on him instead of just throwing all the Justice League members in one episode. And also, this is very similar to the first episode of Justice League from the DCAU, with like how like Martian Manhunter warns like Batman of and the show is also Superman, but he's not here yet. And this show, but warns Batman about like an alien invasion and the defeating alien invasion. Just very similar, if I had to point out. But yeah, this season, honestly, was my favorite so far. Like, Season 1 and Season 2 are great. Season 3 was kind of mid. But I feel like they just threw a bunch of ideas to the wall. Was kind of a bit out there and a bit different. And I feel like it paid off for the most part. So, honestly, I would give the Batman Season 3 a 9 out of 10. So if you guys enjoyed this review, make sure to leave a like. If you dislike this review, hit that dislike button. And subscribe for more For What's Fun if you want to see more For What's reviews. And I will see you all next time. Bye.